Throw the slack, you fucking moron!
Hello and welcome to Screen Share, a movie podcast about pulling a girl off a bike by her fucking fanny pack.
Yeah.
My name's Calder.
And I'm Adam Cook.
And this week's episode is on Police Story, Jackie Chan film from 1985.
Yeah.
How are you?
Is this the oldest film we've watched now?
Yeah.
Nice.
I think
It's
so.
also like the first, I was about to say it's the first action film we've watched, which is completely not
Not
true.
even the first one in this month.
But it's the first international film we've watched.
Yeah.
Or foreign language film. I'm sure that there were some like not American directors that we've done, but
Yeah, probably. So what'd you think? How do you like it? What do you think? How are you? What's up?
I liked it a lot.
Answer all those questions.
I forget them all, I'll be honest, immediately.
He doesn't listen.
But I like the movie a lot. I think like the movie's at a disadvantage because I'm not able to like take notes and like I don't know, like I have to be fully paying attention because I have to read the subtitles.
Yeah.
Like I always have subtitles on anyway, but it's usually for English films. But a lot of like all of the context I had to read, and I'm a slow reader, like an idiot.
Okay, interesting.
Sorry, but I think it was still good. I think like
Yeah.
even if there were no subtitles and I couldn't understand anything, I think I'd still enjoy it.
Yeah.
Just because Jackie Chan's choreography is so good.
Yeah.
And
you can like these stunts, you could probably just like watch these on YouTube.
Yeah.
And like that's most of the movie. There's also like a plot, but as I pointed out, the synopsis of the plot on Crave is what happens in the last like third of the movie. It's not even like a whole plot synopsis.
Yeah, we finished the movie and we were like, that just happened.
Yeah.
Like
where he has to clear his name from killing another cop.
Yeah.
Like most of the movie's him like trying to protect a witness, but like it's also not. It's kind of just like a plot to string together the set pieces.
Yeah. There's just like a bunch of like easy to point out fights, like the fight that happened here, the fight that happened with this prop.
Yeah.
And then in between those, it's just like, okay, how do we get there?
Yeah. So this was directed, written, and starring Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
And
there's a song performed by Jackie Chan
that's
at the end.
true,
We
the
realized.
theme.
Yeah.
And he started working on this because he had a bit of a bad experience on the movie The Protector, which was kind of supposed to be his American breakthrough film. But it didn't really turn out that well. So then he started doing this, and this ended up being his like breakthrough into America.
Nice.
And then he's made a second Police Story, and I think there's a couple more also. But I think the second Police Story is like regarded as the better one, though I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
But Police Story 1 and 2 got like a Criterion Channel release, or a Criterion Collection release, I should say.
Nice.
So that's got something going for it. If you want a nice Blu-ray of Police Story 1 and 2, there you go.
Well, I should say, I'd like to just say a thing about Jackie Chan and
Sure.
America, since that's kind of what we're on. I feel like Jackie Chan is like kind of... I was going to say this during the movie, and I was like, I'll leave it for the podcast. But I wrote down that I think Jackie Chan is kind of like Shaquille O'Neal in the fact that, like, I feel like Shaquille O'Neal is like, as you and I were talking about somewhat recently, probably in the top 10 NBA players of all time.
Yeah.
But, like, a lot of people don't really view him that way just because they see him as, like, a silly, goofy Hollywood guy.
Yeah.
And I think the same things kind of happened with Jackie Chan, where it's like, this choreography is incredible. Mm-hmm. And he's such a great physical comedy actor as well.
Yeah.
And he just has such a great style. But, like, I think a lot of times, like, oh, Jackie Chan, he makes, like, family, like, fight movies, like, family action movies.
A little bit, yeah.
So it's like, I just feel like it's similar to Shaq, where it's like, they don't get the credit they deserve for, like, being as good at their craft as they are, just because they're, like, sometimes goofy.
I think it's just a recency thing because both of them were
too,
doing like at their peak kind of before we were conscious. Jackie Chan for sure.
Yeah.
Right. And like the Rush Hour movies came out when we were young.
Yeah.
So like he hasn't really made something big that's crossed over since then.
Yeah.
And he's kind of just been doing other shit and whatever.
He did do Spy Next Door.
Yeah, but that like when was that? That was like
I don't know. That was like 2012.
Yeah.
2013.
It's like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So he doesn't really do much anymore,
No.
and I think it's kind of the same with Shaq, where it's like you don't see him play basketball.
Yeah.
So all you think
that's
about
what I mean.
is
It's like I think people just like easily forget how good people are when they like kind of I don't know. It's even just like being more family friendly. Like Shaq is a very like he's in kids movies.
Mm-hmm.
He has like a Walmart shoe sponsorship, and like Jackie Chan does Spy Next Door and like the Karate Kid reboot. Like I think that I just think it's a good comparison because they don't fully get the like notoriety for being as good as they are in their craft as they should, or even just as they used to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a mix of recency bias and then also like just it being a little goofy because like a lot of Jackie Chan's choreography is focused on the humor of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think some people would look at that and like kind of discount it a little bit because it's goofy in comparison to like a choreographer that
Like Vin Diesel versus The Rock.
yeah, where that's all serious. Yeah.
Two big hard hitting big boys.
Who do you think's winning in The Rock versus Jackie Chan in a fight?
Probably Jackie. Like in a real fight, like they're actually
in a real
fighting?
fight, I think it's probably Jackie. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like in a movie fight, well, I guess it's in The Rock's contract; he can't lose. So.
Yeah.
Which I'll also say is great about his choreography. Jackie Chan loses all the time.
Oh yeah, that's the good part. Like he almost always loses.
Yeah, by the end of the movie, he's like cut up, bruised, dirty, hair messy, clothes falling off.
Yeah, that was one of the things I really like. Because even in his personal life, he's like kind of a fuck up too. It's not like he's a perfect guy.
Yeah.
In his personal life, and he's not perfect in fighting. He's just kind of like a guy. But he's a great fighter. Yeah. But he's just kind of a guy at the same time. Yeah. And he's like trying to balance a girlfriend and
yeah, it makes sense that he's also getting beaten up because like he's clearly better than everyone he's fighting, but he's usually fighting like 17 guys.
Yeah.
I don't like it wasn't in this movie. I don't know if it's Police Story 2 or a different Jackie Chan movie, but there's one where he fights in a warehouse where he literally fights like 30 guys.
Yeah. Kills them.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And he like fights them with a ladder and with like sheets of drywall. Like the way he uses his environment and props in his fights is actually incredible.
Yeah. And this movie also has one of the more incredible opening stunts to a movie as well. Yeah. Them driving the cars through the like I guess it's like
a hillside like village
encampment, I guess.
Yeah.
That's just incredible because you can actually tell like they're just fucking driving these cars through and people are trying to run and like buildings are collapsing under people.
Building. There's a guy on the roof and like
and he's just like
it cuts right before he clearly falls and hurts himself.
And then one of the things that I really liked about this movie was at the end when they do like the show reel of them doing the stunts. There's like 30% of them are just being like, we got to get this guy to the hospital.
Yeah.
They're like,
well, yeah, after Jackie does the
pole
slide in the mall, it shows him like in a stretcher, surrounded by 10 people fanning his face and pouring water on him.
Well, yeah, because with that, he was like electrocuted. There were like no pads. They didn't have any like safety things because they were getting rushed out of the mall. So he just kind of like did it.
They were probably like, we don't know if we could do this, Jackie. We'll figure something else out. And he was just like, I'll jump.
Well, they were also supposed to use low voltage lights.
Oh.
But they wouldn't light up enough. So then they just went with normal voltage. And he's on a metal pole. And he's just sliding like 3 stories down the pole through all the lights.
I hope that was just Jackie Chan being like, I don't care. I want to do it anyway. And not them being like, Jackie, we weren't able to do it. But like... He could still do it.
It's not like there's no them. He's he wrote, directed, he produces the movie. Like,
well, then it was definitely him being like, "I'll do it. This will be cool."
You got to get the stunt in,
and that's why they show it 3 times in the movie, and then 4 more times in the credits. Clearly proud of it.
And pretty much everyone in this movie like did their stunts.
Yeah,
like all the bad guys were kind of doing them. Both the women were doing their stunts. Mm-hmm. Bridget Lynn and Maggie Cho or Chung, something like that.
Yeah. They were, and not like simple stunts either.
Like getting thrown down.
Like there's a point where what was the like witness's name? The actress.
I looked up Selena.
Oh right, Selena. So Selena and then May. Or not May. So I was thinking of Game Night.
Interesting.
Wait, no, because her name was Rachel McAdams was named Annie in Game Night. I was thinking of About Time because Rachel McAdams is named Mary. Man, I'm losing it.
She's going deep, huh?
Anyway, May. There's a scene where Selena, when they're in the mall, is literally thrown through a glass cabinet.
Yeah.
And like, I was fully expecting there to be a double. But she literally turns towards the camera and is like, ah.
Yeah.
Like, in the one shot, no cuts. There's, like, cuts all over her face.
Yeah, they had everyone doing all the stunts. Because it was also just, like, a lot of the bad guys were on the Jackie Chan stunt team.
Yeah.
So, like, they're just, like, fucking doing them. And they're, like, getting wedged between the 2 railings of an escalator. And, like,
the only escalator bit that wasn't in there that I was hoping would be in there was I thought Jackie was going to, like, get thrown onto the escalator arm and then like run on his back or his butt, have it be on like the one going up and the one going down, and he was gonna spin and do something with that. But
I feel like he
could. He probably could. I'm sure if he he's thought of doing that.
It's probably happened in one of his movies.
It's also probably just a little bit too slow.
Maybe.
Anyway.
There's also gotta be a purpose. Anyway. The ending, like, mall scene felt a lot like the end of the first Rush Hour, which I don't know if you've seen.
I've
that
not seen
in a
either of the Rush Hours.
Yeah, I think there's 3.
I haven't seen any of the Rush Hours.
They're pretty good. They're like fine. But there's a big mall fight thing at the end of the first Rush Hour.
Okay.
Which feels like this, and it's probably like this is gonna be a big Jackie Chan movie in America. We should do one of the things he's kind of done before. Yeah. So, like, I don't know. I thought
like like they probably did that for Rush Hour. They were like, let's do the police story thing, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's, like, hanging off. Like, they climb this whole thing, and they're hanging off, and, like, money falls down onto the ground below them.
Yeah.
Like, the briefcase falls down onto the ground below them. And this movie's also just kind of shot in a fun way. Where there's just, like, the push-ins, there's, like...
Yeah, there's a lot of zooms, a lot of whip pans, a lot of, like...
It's very well-directed. It's a very well-directed movie.
Yeah. Sorry. I was going to say the camera kind of just, like... I feel like the camera is, like, a part of the choreography a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Where it's being thrown around just as much as the... I was going to say the stunt people, but the actors in the movie... Anyway, I just think that's interesting.
So the movie cost $5 million in 85.
I'm honestly shocked it's that low considering how much stuff they destroyed.
In 85, it's probably like 10 or 50, but still low.
Yeah.
And it made $47 million.
Damn.
Oh wait, no, that's in 2021 American money. Sorry. So it cost $5 million in 2021, and it made $47 million in 2021, which seems low, kind of. But I guess it's a small movie.
Yeah,
and it probably like blew up on VHS and all that.
Yeah.
So it ended up winning Best Picture and Action Choreography at the 5th Hong Kong Film Awards.
Oh, nice.
Which I don't know.
I don't
guess
know
that's
how prolific
good.
the Hong Kong Awards are, but I'm sure.
Maybe a little bit. I guess they got stuff going on there. But if this is the 5th one, they're just kind of getting going.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like it's pretty much heralded as one of the best action movies ever.
Yeah.
Like on a lot of top 25 lists.
is fight movies like a different genre? Because
a little bit. There's like martial arts movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess as soon as I said fight movies, I immediately thought of like boxing. So
that's
maybe
like more of a
different.
sports movie thing.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say I know we're not getting to rankings yet.
Sure.
But like it's obviously a different type of choreography, but I think the choreography, I like this better than like John Wick choreography. And I love John Wick choreography, but this is just like John Wick choreography is good cuz it's so real.
Yeah, it's like real efficient.
Yeah.
He's a military guy.
Yeah.
It's military
Whereas this
choreography.
is good choreography cuz it's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have a fun time watching Jackie Chan move around, use his environment, throw guys around, get hit, fall down, figure out how to get up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just think it's really fun.
Kick guys through windshields.
Kick guys in balls, get kicked in balls.
That's so true, man. Let's go.
Yeah.
Amen, brother.
Accidentally put hand on cactus.
What did you think about that court scene? Because that's a real shift in tone for the movie.
Yeah.
Because there is some like chit-chatty parts, but the court scene really gets into like they're there for a while. That's like a 15-minute scene.
It's
What'd you think of
dialogue
that?
heavy.
Yeah. What'd you think of that?
I thought it was good. I thought it was like, I think they needed it to like establish some context.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I think it was a little bit silly. Cause like Jackie Chan's like jumping up and yelling and like moving around. It's like, no, you gotta stay in your little witness pulpit thing. But like, and then I was just a little bit confused by Selena's motivations.
Yeah.
Cause she doesn't want him around. And then he tricks her by getting his friend to fake attack.
Yeah.
So she feels like she needs him
Great
around.
fight scene.
Good fight scene because it's like kind of bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. But like then she finds out that was his friend.
Mm-hmm.
So then she erases the recording of her testimony and replaces it with her pretending to be into him.
Yeah. Pretending like they're having sex.
Yeah, but it's like, but she was also attacked by other people.
Yeah.
So
I think she's just annoyed at him.
yeah, but like my thing is like, not only was she attacked by other people, which I guess she could have thought that they were his friends too, but also she was like with them and employed with them. She'd probably recognize some of those people.
Yeah.
But also she's mad at him about lying about one guy, so she's gonna like ruin the testimony that'll put away the guy that tried to kill her for real.
I don't think
that part's confusing to me.
The writing of the women in this movie isn't great.
Yeah.
I
think it does technically pass the Bechdel test.
Maybe. What was the part?
Because there's a moment where May oh yeah, because the guy May is going to get the bag in the mall.
Yeah.
And then she like gets kicked down a flight of stairs and then kicked down another flight of stairs. And then that's when Selena comes by and like checks on her and says, "Are you okay?" And she says, "Yeah." And you could argue that's a conversation between
I don't think that counts.
Okay. But they do talk earlier as well.
But they talk about Jackie.
Actually, I guess they don't even talk. It's kind of just them shushing each other and like trying to trick. Anyway,
their motivations are not very strong, and their like conviction throughout the movie is not very strong.
Well, yeah, because also Jackie kind of like doesn't treat May very well.
Yeah.
Or care about her almost at all, but she stays with him the whole movie and is like very supportive.
Yeah.
And sweet. But like,
well, it's like, I think the thing that they were going for is Jackie is just obsessed with being a cop, and that's gonna infect his personal life. And he's like kind of a bit of a hot shot, so he's like a bit skeezy a bit.
Yeah, he's got a bit of an ego on him.
But I think it's mostly just the thing of like he's obsessed with fighting crime.
Yeah.
So that's why he like kind of sucks.
But he does kind of suck. Which is really prevalent in the like first like action sequence when he's chasing a guy and then he gets away. So he gets in a car, drives through a village down a hill, and then the guy gets away. So he runs and tries to get on a bus.
And then hooks an umbrella onto a bus and is hanging off.
Yeah, and is hanging off of it, and then he doesn't, and then he falls off of it eventually. So then he runs up a mountain and then down the mountain.
Yeah,
to try and get to the bus, and is running like he just doesn't stop.
Yeah.
So good endurance, Jackie.
And anytime there is a chance for him to like run and go do a cop thing, he does it.
Yeah.
So it's just like a character based around obsession, essentially.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you some questions.
Ask me some questions.
Let me flip the page here.
Sure.
What was your favorite stunt? It could just be like a little thing, like someone getting knocked through a cabinet, or it could be a big thing of like driving the car down through the encampment village area.
I did really like Jackie drifting into his parallel parking spot.
That was a good one. I don't know how they did that.
I don't know. It did look like
it was pulled, or
it was pulled.
Yeah.
Like my guess is they had like kind of loose wires on each of the tires.
They probably just put wheels under the tires.
Maybe. Yeah. But like because it looked like it drifted for real.
Yeah.
But then like it slid a little too far.
Yeah.
So I think it was probably pulled, or like you said, there's some other way of getting it in there straight. But I just thought that was cool. And I liked that the guy was like, "What are you doing? I was gonna park there." Good parking though. He's like, it was a good parking job though. Man, I don't know if I wrote down any specific I guess. Oh yeah, there's the one where he has his phone,
and then he gets hit in the face with the cake.
He pulls the phone away, and there's a phone like silhouette on his face.
That's a good one.
I don't know. It's just goofy stuff like that that I think elevates all of the action.
Yeah.
'Cause like honestly, people who don't like action movies, probably a lot of the reason for that is just because it's kind of like so serious the whole time. And I think, I don't know, his choreography is just really, really fun. This is kind of unrelated, but like I've kind of wanted to watch the Lego Ninjago movie for a while. I still haven't, because Jackie Chan. I know I can anytime, but like Jackie Chan voices Sensei Wu in that movie, but he also like did the choreography for it.
Okay.
So I don't know if they mocapped it, but they definitely acted out the choreography and then at least sent the footage to the animators.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen the movie, like I said, but I remember in the trailer there's a bit where like there's a fight happening in a Lego kitchen, and they like use the fridge and the table and like the stuff around. So I just want to see that, because I think he's like a great choreographer.
That's interesting. I didn't know that he did that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Maybe an interesting one. Maybe I'll put it. Maybe I'll.
For the animation month?
Maybe.
Okay. Hey.
Maybe I'll do that instead of the Lego movie, because everyone's seen the Lego movie.
You figure that out.
I'll figure that out.
You got time.
That's something I'll struggle with on my own time.
Yeah, I don't really care. I think my favorite stunt's probably the driving through the encampment thing.
Well, yeah.
The village thing. Because that's just such an insane thing to do, and like the fact that they actually did it. It's kind of like the bus flip in Fast and Furious, where like that's the first stunt, and they like actually flip the fucking bus.
I think like it would be still a good stunt. I mean, still a great stunt if there weren't people like around that you could see. But I think there being people jumping out of the way and like jumping off the like buildings and stuff, I think that really adds to it.
Yeah, because it seems like there's some real danger, as opposed to just like the thing with the bus flip is, as you said, it looks like someone, like they would die, because they probably would die if the bus rolled 6 times.
Yeah.
But with this, you're like, oh, people are actively trying not to die.
Yeah.
But they don't even like comment on that.
Well, actually, that's a great thing to like compare, because like yeah, part of the reason that the bus flip is so goofy in Fast 5 is because I'm like, if you were in a vehicle and I was trying to save you from that vehicle, I wouldn't cause it to tumble down the road because I'm concerned for your safety. And they do it like without thinking. They're like, this is the plan.
Hey.
But in this movie, everyone is scared of getting hurt.
Yeah.
And scared of like the people beside them getting hurt.
Yeah, you can feel like the fight scenes are just a little more frantic, and because we watched this one together, you're talking about the way they move in the movie being so like specific, and I think it's just because they're like frantic. Well, number one, they're playing it up. Yeah, they're playing up the franticness, but they're also like actually in danger. Whereas like The Rock and Vin Diesel fighting, there's no real danger there because they're going to use stunt doubles for most of it. And they mostly just like 90% of the fight is just hearing really low-pitched thump noises. Yeah. So it's not like they need to be worried about anything. No. Yeah. Well, yeah, they just spend their whole fight scene like that's something that we haven't even really talked about, but like the facial acting during fight scenes is also really good. Yeah. It's like during a Rock Vin Diesel fight, they just both look angry the whole time, and like they're grimacing and like straining their faces as they swing their 40-pound arm around their head or whatever. Yeah. But in this movie, it's a lot of like, yeah, like it's like every emotion is. I don't know what that weird thing I just did was with my mouth, but like. And I bit my tongue also. Nice. There's like confusion, there's shock. Yeah, and there's anger, there's fear. Yeah. Like Jackie Chan looks scared most of the time. Yeah. When he's fighting. And I think that just makes it more real. Mm-hmm. And like you were saying, like a lot of their movements are over animated, even when they're doing things that aren't fighting. Mm-hmm. And it I don't know. It kind of just makes it its own style, and I really like it a lot. Yeah, it feels like it's sort of like sped up a little bit. Yeah. But I don't think it is. No, I think it's just them moving around like, I kind of mentioned this as well, where it's like almost silent film Charlie Chaplin-esque movement, mm-hmm. but it's not a silent Charlie Chaplin film, so it kind of just looks a little goofy. Yeah. But it kind of works. One scene that I really like is the phone scene, where he's like put in charge of all the phones for some inexplicable I don't know if that counts as like, I guess it is choreography. Yeah. Or I guess you asked me my favorite like stunt. Yeah. So that's not really a stunt, but a bit. Maybe him kicking the pencil off of the. But like that's my favorite sequence in the movie, I think. Because he's just like using the wires of the phones to flip other phones around. He's got phones on his feet hanging off his shirt. Yeah, and talking on two at a time. And the dialogue is funny too, because he's mixing up who's on what phone. I just think that's a really good sequence overall. Yeah. Yeah. I think the only weak part of this movie is like trying to think about like what the characters want at any given point. Yeah. Jackie, it's always just kind of like justice, but what does that like really mean? He's just kind of going after whatever bad guy there is. At times he's saving a girl, at times he's trying to get a briefcase, at times he's chasing a guy. Yeah, the way I see it, like Jackie Chan's really good at storytelling through action. Like if you just watch an isolated action sequence, you can kind of get the story through the facial like expressions, how people are moving, how they're reacting to things, like what they're doing. Yeah. He's really good at that. But like then all the other stuff filling in, like the actual story itself isn't great. Yeah, I think the courtroom scene is good because it's infuriating. Mm-hmm. And you're like, this fucking guy. I mean, it's like I talk about, it's one of my least favorite things in movies in general, is just when it feels so close and so easy to like getting getting justice and the right thing happening, but then just like one little thing happens that screws it up, and immediately people are like, well, I guess this is the answer. And that happens, so it makes that scene very infuriating. What'd you think of him kidnapping his boss's boss and with like at gunpoint? It's a little inexplicable because he's not that much of like a bulldog where he's like that aggressive throughout a lot of the movie.
Yeah, I guess.
And then
he's
in the
just
last
desperate.
act, after he kidnaps the guy, he sort of becomes that, where like even at the end he's like destroying the bad guy's guts.
Yeah,
and
he's
puts him in a shopping cart and slams him into a glass cabinet.
And then and unloads his fists like probably like 20 times into him.
Yeah, so I found that kind of like, I don't get it. I don't know how that helps him really.
I think he just feels like backed into a corner.
Yeah.
So he's just going like full fight or flight. I think that's probably a basic explanation for why he kind of goes crazy. But it still feels kind of weird for him to be like the honorable police officer. And like not fully honorable, because he also is like a bit of a chronic liar throughout the movie. But like for the most part, he always wants to do the right thing, and then all of a sudden he's in a police station pointing his gun at everybody. I did kind of like him being like, hands on the table, and how everyone just goes shoot, and like puts him on the table.
I think the sound effects are really good in this movie.
Yeah, some of them are like very silly, but I think it kind of adds to it. It's fun. There was so much glass breaking in the last quarter of the movie.
In that mall fight, the mall sequence.
Oh yeah.
This movie's called Police Story because people used to just copy what Jackie Chan was doing for their movies. So if he was making like whatever other kind of movie, like a war movie, it'd just be like, oh, we're making war movies now. So he just called it the most generic thing possible so that people couldn't copy him.
I like that.
That's just a little tidbit, because the name doesn't really say anything.
No.
Police Story doesn't mean anything.
It's just I mean, it's technically true.
Yeah. But it's not like there's like, oh.
It's like calling Turning Red Girl Story.
Yeah. It's just like, okay.
It's like, I guess you're right, but not
Are
really.
there any of the stunts that you would do?
That I would do?
Yeah. Like you would have to do one. Which one are you doing?
The cake phone one.
That's not much
that
of a
doesn't count.
stunt.
I know. Man. I wouldn't do the like pole one, especially with like them not having safety precautions in place. I guess like maybe the bus one, like
where he's hanging off the umbrella?
not hanging off the umbrella, but when he's hanging off the side.
Okay.
He's hanging off the side and like running on the tops of cars.
Yeah.
Like I think I could do that. Actually, my hands are really sweaty. I'd probably slip off and fall.
Interesting.
I don't know. Like
the pool
I don't
jump into the pool.
No, certainly not.
Drive the car through the thing.
I thought about that, but like the windshield would probably smash and I'd get glass in my neck.
They didn't get glass in their neck.
I guess if they had the safety precautions in place to not guarantee my safety, but like make it so there's a pretty good chance I'll be okay. I think the car down the hill one would be okay. Just because it would just be like, actually, I'd be so terrified of running into someone. I don't know, man.
You just got to pick one.
Or I don't.
All right, interesting. That's good for the podcast.
Can you pick any?
Probably the car one. I've always wanted to smash a car through stuff. I've never been in a car crash, so
yeah,
I feel like that could be fun. And I also think maybe the pool jump. The pool jump.
You jumped that high. It was high.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually,
Bridget
you know what?
Lynn did
you know
it.
what stunt I'd do? I'd do the parallel park one.
Okay.
Because I've always wanted to do that in real life, but like obviously I'm never gonna do that.
Why not?
I'm gonna crash.
You live in a world where you're the side character. Be the main character, Adam.
No, there's too many main
Drift your
characters out there.
car. Drift your car.
You know what? The world needs side characters.
Damn, sounds like Free Guy.
What? Oh wait, okay. I forgot that there was his friend who's like, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. Like I'm a side character.
Who's the next Jackie Chan? Because Jackie Chan was young when he made this. I don't know how young, but
I would guess he was like in his. I would guess 28 would be my guess. Who's the next Jackie Chan? I don't know if there really is anyone doing like this level of choreography.
He was 31.
Okay, that's pretty close.
I think. Yeah, 31.
But I don't know, man. Like choreographer or like action star?
All of it.
I don't think there is anyone.
The answer is no one, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys who make like YouTube channels that are sort of related to Corridor when they do like the stuntman react thing where it's like they have the choreography but they never had the acting thing down.
Yeah. And they don't really quite have the storytelling either.
Yeah.
And Jackie's got them all. Like he doesn't have storytelling in general, but he has like action storytelling.
Yeah. And I think there's like a bit of a problem currently with big budget stars or even just action stars because like I think the CGI thing's hurting it.
Yeah.
Like I know the CGI is good. I'm not saying the CGI is bad, but you can tell when it's just like a digital double or like some like kind of fine CGI fight where you're like, oh, he's not doing that. Like,
well, like the end of Black Panther. I know that's like the go-to. Like it looks so bad because the whole thing is CG. Yeah. And I don't blame the CG artists on that. Mm-hmm. They're just doing their best. Like that it just should not have been a decision that's going to be full CG.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like the Vin Diesel thing when he came out of the train on his car. Mm-hmm. Like I could just see his CGI head bobbling around, and I'm like, it just kind of takes me out.
Yeah.
I'm usually pretty good with staying like engaged in a movie, like even after I see something like that. Like 5-10 seconds after I saw a CG Vin Diesel, I was like back in it. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It's
getting to a point now where it's like every stunt is done with CGI.
Yeah,
you're just kind of like, I don't care about it. Like the Fast and Furious stunts are not as exciting when they're doing literally anything and it's all CGI.
Yeah.
And you're just like, because I said this to you, where it's like, at the point where you can do anything and I'm not impressed with what you're doing, it's not that impressive. Like the end of Ant-Man. I've brought this up so many fucking times, but it's right on the top of my brain. They're in a quantum realm. The whole thing is CGI.
Yeah.
And the end is just like, I'm going to spoil it for you. I know you don't really care.
Spoilers for Ant-Man Quantumania.
Yeah, a month and a half after it comes out.
Well, maybe people haven't seen it on Disney Plus yet.
Damn, it is going to be on Disney Plus too soon because it flopped.
Yeah.
But the end is like 1,000 ants coming and tearing Kang apart. And then Kang getting put into like a portal and then he dies. But you're like, what does this mean? Like, what is this? Like,
wait, weren't they setting up Kang to be like the new bad villain?
So they've killed Kang twice already.
Oh, right, because he was in Loki, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Goodness. You know what? I don't care. Don't explain it to me. We're moving on.
There's multiple Kangs from every multiverse.
I did see that, like, Kang mentioned that he's killed the Avengers so many times. And he didn't even remember any of their names. All he remembered was the one with the hammer.
Thor, yeah.
Which, like, whatever. Anyway, I don't care anymore.
But
like, yeah, like stuff like that. Like, I'm not invested in a bunch of CGI ants attacking a CGI guy in a CGI place.
Yeah.
I'm invested in looking at Jackie Chan get hit in the head and me being like, what?
Or even just like the safe getting pulled through the streets. Like, at least with that, there's like a connection to reality.
Yeah.
But there's no reality anymore. Nothing exists anymore.
Nothing exists anymore. We live in a virtual space.
It's just like, action movies have kind of suffered. And the John Wick action is like, I don't know. They're going to be forced to go more into the CGI stuff because it's more practical.
Yeah.
It costs less in terms of insurance.
Yeah.
And that's just what's going to fucking happen.
Yeah.
And I'm not excited for that at all.
Well, yeah, like, if this movie was made today, there would be a bunch of people who are like, no, Jackie, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, well, why? I think I saw an interview with him where he was like, that's why I don't really make movies in America anymore.
Because they don't let you do the stuff.
Yeah, because he's like, they don't let me do anything, so I have to go back home to like actually do anything that I want to do.
Yeah.
It's like, I get that. Like, you got to look out for the safety of your stars. But, like, you let Tom Cruise do that shit.
But they only let Tom Cruise do it.
Well,
and the insurance is like $1 million.
Maybe this is a hot take, but as far as action stars and their, like, them being known for doing all of their own stuff and that stuff being crazy, like, no one's at Tom Cruise's level, but Jackie Chan's pretty dang close. Like...
And I think that's because no one else really wants to do it, too. Like, I don't think Chris Evans wants to.
Oh, sure, but I'm saying, like, if you let Tom Cruise do it, let Jackie Chan do it.
Oh, yeah.
Now, at this point, Jackie Chan's far too old to be doing
But I think
a lot of this stuff.
Part of the thing that's, like, sort of hurting the action stars that they don't seem to want to do this stuff.
Yeah.
So, like...
And even, because, like, I've seen interviews with people who are in action movies, and they'll say, like... Yeah, I asked them to let me do my own stunts, and they said no.
Yeah.
So even the ones that do want to, they're just told no.
Yeah. So I
sorry to interrupt you. That was rude.
I just find it, like, sad that this kind of action movie where it's like, you're kind of... And, like, the thing is, Jackie also choreographs it on the spot. He's not, like... They're not, like, planning it out somewhere else. He's like, okay, then we'll go through this thing, and then we'll, like, do-do-do. And, like, you saw them in the end rehearsing tossing Bridget Lynn onto the table in that location, just onto a mat, and then they just bring the table in.
Yeah.
So, like, they're choreographing it there when they have time in these locations.
Yeah.
Which is even more impressive because they don't have, like, the months to think about it before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously they have ideas, but...
And that's honestly probably why he's so good at using his environment for fights. It's because he probably just walks into a place and is like, I could do this with that. Like, he just sees everything as a fight.
Yeah. Like a clothing rack, a metal clothing rack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was another great one.
That's a good one. Did you watch any of the Jackie Chan American movies? So there's like Shanghai Noon, him and Owen Wilson.
I have not seen that.
There's Rush Hour.
Haven't seen those.
Karate Kid, like stuff like that, like you said. So you've only seen like the...
I've only seen the Karate Kid reboot. Mm-hmm. And like even in that one, that's like once Jackie Chan is an older guy, and he doesn't have many fight scenes in it because it's mostly a Jaden Smith movie.
Let's go.
Let's go. But there is at least one fight scene that Jackie Chan has in that movie that's like really cool, where he's like using a sweater to fight like 6 guys.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. But yeah. I saw Spy Next Door. I know that's like...
Who's the kid in that one?
I don't know. I don't
just
remember
some
at
kid.
all. But even that one, I remember seeing it and just being like, man, Jackie Chan is... Because there's a... I can't believe I'm remembering this. I saw this movie in like 2014. Probably earlier. But like... Actually, no, I saw it way... But I was living in Guelph when I saw that movie. I must have been like 7 years old.
Do you want me to look up Spy Next Door?
Yeah, when did Spy Next Door come out?
While
you're looking it up, I'll talk about it. I remember there's a scene in a restaurant where Jackie Chan like uses the tables and the chairs and like everything in the restaurant to fight. And I just remember being like, man, I haven't seen anything like this before. I really like this movie. And then I never saw it again because it was...
Apparently Billy Ray Cyrus is in it.
Probably.
And George Lopez. What was I looking up? The year it came out?
Yeah.
2010.
Okay, so I probably saw it in like 2011, 2012.
Nice. It's a tight 94 minutes.
So I was probably like 12 years old when I saw it.
Whoa. Huh? Look at that. Look at that poster.
That's a cool poster.
It's all red. There's a like icon of a globe that's sort of also a target for like an airplane. There's 3 helicopters above them, and then they're all poorly photoshopped with a pig on the roof of a suburban home, and it looks like the sun has gone supernova behind them.
Yeah.
I think that was a pretty good description.
That was actually a really good description. Now, I will say, pitch for a new segment on the podcast describing the posters of movies we watch.
It's a good idea, brother, and it's got 2.3 on Letterboxd. That is rough.
Spy Next Door does?
Yeah, out of 5.
Nice, that's good.
Is there any stunt you've ever wanted to do?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, this is like a really basic one, but I've always wanted to slide across the hood of a car.
Like in Game Night, Jesse Plemons.
In Game Night, Jesse Plemons does it.
Yeah.
Man, what a good movie. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that one's like the easy one, but that's not like a big stunt.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I just don't really like the idea of throwing my body somewhere.
I want to do like a fight choreography or something.
Oh yeah, like I'd wanted to like. Oh, I guess then a lightsaber fight. I've always wanted to do a lightsaber fight.
And would they cut off both your legs, leave your wiener, so it hurts when you are like straight up? So you're just like right on your penis?
I like the idea of holding a lightsaber in my general like
penile area.
Like my what's it called? My pelvic area.
Yeah.
And then turn it on so that the lightsaber like laser blade goes into the enemy's rectum.
And so you snuck up behind him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think I like slide under his legs, shoot up, and do it.
Hey, that's an interesting view to have.
Yeah. But on a serious note, yeah, I would love to do a lightsaber choreography.
I do kind of want to do the like pole slide thing. Obviously not through the wires.
Yeah.
And getting electrocuted.
Yeah.
But I think like that could be fun. And like a car crash. I'd love to be in a car crash. Maybe I should just fucking drive the wrong way on the highway, man.
Yeah, dude, what if you just like drove like right into the median on the highway?
Yeah, like 70 miles an hour.
Yeah, maybe like 120 even.
Kilometers?
Yeah.
We're talking different different units.
Oh, you were talking miles?
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Actually, go 120 miles an hour on the highway.
That's like 200 and something.
Okay.
Sound like my mother. Adam Driver.
Your mother?
Adam Driver.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I misheard you. I guess like
maybe like a villain. What if he's like?
Oh, I know.
The head villain guy.
I wouldn't go head villain guy. I'd go the friend Jackie Chan hires to attack him.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Cause like
that's a good one.
I also just think it would be, cause it feels a little bit weird. This is the first time I've been like, it's a little bit weird recasting. Cause like, regardless, we're replacing someone with a white guy. But I think it would honestly be funny if the friend Jackie Chan hired was like the one white guy in the film who's like, hey, just Adam Driver being like,
he's like on an exchange.
yeah. Or just like, oh yeah, this is my American friend who's just like here he's like a reporter or something.
Yeah.
And that would explain why he's so bad at pretending to kill her. So I don't know.
Maybe like the superintendent too. He could probably play that.
He could play
That's
that.
a pretty like simple role. Maybe we cast him as one of the women.
Don't know about that one personally.
Well, he could like.
I also just thought both of the women
They were
like,
actually really
kind of
good.
some of the best characters in the movie. They were good.
Like
May didn't really do anything, but I thought that like anytime she was on screen, I thought it was good.
Yeah, they're great.
She was just a good support, you know.
Yeah, they're really great. So I think maybe like his friend who is like burglaring.
Yeah.
But it would make it very obvious that she'd be like, once she sees him in the picture, she's like, oh, there's a white guy in the police force, and there was a white guy that attacked me.
Yeah, that would honestly be funny if it was that easy to figure out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, where have I seen a white guy before? Oh, at the police station. He works with Jackie.
Yeah.
I guess his name's not Jackie in the movie, but
I've been referring to him.
I honestly could never get the pronunciation of his name down because I feel like every time they said it was slightly different. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like their pronunciation was always slightly different. And also his last name's still Chan.
Yeah, I noticed that
so
too.
they called him Chan and I was like, oh, is his name just Jackie in this? And then I was like, no.
Yeah. They do say his name like a lot. There's a lot of just someone being like, just like yelling, Cocoon.
Yeah. I also just found that, like, if they're saying it in a sentence, because I don't speak Mandarin, I could just not pick out what word was his name.
Yeah.
They'd be, like, saying it quickly in a sentence. I'd be like...
There was, like, a little bit of, like, international film with subtitles type thing, where someone would be talking for, like, 10 seconds, and the subtitles would say 3 words. Mm-hmm. But then there was one time specifically, I think it's when the lawyer is talking to the main bad guy, right after they tell Selena that she's going to be a witness. Mm-hmm. And the main boss guy says, like, 2 syllables.
Yeah.
And the subtitles are, like, 12 words.
Yeah, and you're like, what the fuck?
And I know that's, like, how the language works sometimes, but I'm like... How often is that phrase being said that you're able to say it in two syllables?
Yeah,
it
could also just be like a timing thing as well with the subtitles. Like
that's true. Oh yeah, it could be. He's like saying the first 3 words and then the rest are in the next bit or something. Yeah.
But it's like, I found that where you're just like, I can't match these words up in my head.
Yeah.
Not that I would be able to because I don't know the language at all.
Sure.
I've never known the language.
Man. I'm almost 24, so that means my brain is kind of at its peak, which is honestly a little bit disappointing and terrifying at the same time. But I would love to learn another language.
You can do that.
I know. Well, that's... Yeah.
What's your excuse? Jackie Chan threw himself down a pole.
My excuse is, like, at this point, I don't really have a reason to.
Have fun.
Yeah, but, like, I would... Here's my thing. If I learned, like... Korean.
Okay.
And then I went on a trip to like
Korea?
No.
Whoa.
To like, I don't know, Italy. I'd be like, the whole time I'd be like, why didn't I spend my time learning Italian?
What the fuck? Why? What?
I don't know.
What?
That's just how my brain works. I'd be like, I should have spent that time learning Italian because I actually came here. Although I guess if I learned Korean, I'd probably want to plan a trip to Korea.
So that's why you're not learning a language now, because you might go to another country and then be annoyed that you didn't learn it?
But a little bit. A little bit of me is like, because I can't choose which one.
You can't choose what country you go to?
No, I can't choose what language to learn.
What do you mean?
Like, I can't choose. I don't know which one I would want to learn. There's too many. Because a part of me is like, maybe I should learn French because Canada's second language is French. Then I'm like, yeah, but like I don't like go to Quebec that often. So then I'll be like, maybe I should learn Spanish because like I've never wanted to learn Spanish actually.
There's like 2 languages you could or should learn, and it's like Spanish and Mandarin.
Yeah.
And then all the other ones are like...
There was a period where I wanted to learn
use.
Korean because I wanted to enter the esports scene. And like that's pretty dominated by Koreans. So I was like, that would just be a useful skill. And then I kind of left that life.
I feel like you just got to pick one.
Maybe I should just download Duolingo.
Whoa. You'll be fluent by the next time I see you.
You'll see me and I'll say...
Ay, Dios mío. That's Spanish for
I was going to say
something.
ni hao.
Yeah.
That's Mandarin, right?
I don't know, man. I don't speak any languages, and I'm not trying to have a... man... I don't know what I'm fucking saying.
Not trying
anymore,
to have a crisis over here.
Let's rank it.
I think the movie.
What you said about not being able to pick a language because you don't like the vacation thing, I think that just kind of blew the back of my head out.
Like you just can't comprehend it?
Yeah, I just like you just pick one.
Well, would you not feel if you took all the time to learn a new language you'd never learned before, and then you don't have any reason to use it, and then you go to a country that has a different language, it wouldn't cross your mind that maybe you should have spent that time learning that language?
No, man.
Oh, well, maybe I need to go see a mental doctor. All right, where are we ranking it?
I don't think they can fix that kind of disease.
I want you to start this one off.
I think it's at least above Scream.
Damn, I wasn't expecting you to say that.
Really? What do you think?
I was expecting you to say, like, around Fast 5.
I think it's better than Fast 5.
I also think it's better
I
than
think the
Fast
choreography's better than John Wick.
5. I'd say it should be in, like, the 5 to 7 range right now.
Yeah, that's where I put it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So...
You think it should be above Scream?
Well, if it's above Scream, I've really knocked it out of the park this month.
I mean, if you put it below Scream, you've also knocked it out of the park.
Not as much, though.
Not as much. But you said it should be at least above Scream.
Yeah.
So what's
above Scream?
What's the top that you'd want to do it?
Above West Side Story.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like that's like how when we did that awkward moment, I was like, it has to go at least below. Weird. And it's like, well, that's about as low as it can go. Yeah. So you want to do it above or below Scream? Or sorry, above or below West Side?
Let's go above West Side Story.
So
I like
at
the
number
choreography in this movie a little better.
Same.
But maybe the story. What about the story?
What about the story?
What do you think? You haven't really given me an opinion. You've just asked me what I wanted to do.
Well, I said I wanted it to be in the 4 to 5 or 4 to 6 range. Or sorry, the 5 to 7 range.
So,
I'd say I like it better than Kimmy probably. Scream. Oh, that's a tough one. I honestly think Scream and this movie are pretty similar. So maybe not above West Side Story.
okay.
But
Between West Side Story and Scream?
Sure.
Okay.
We'll do that little compromise.
At number 6.
At number 6, Police Story.
Number 7, Burger King foot lettuce. You know what I mean? You remember that? When that was a thing? Remember that? When that happened? When that was a thing? The foot lettuce? The foot lettuce?
Yeah.
The foot lettuce? The foot lettuce? The foot lettuce? The foot lettuce? Do you remember the foot lettuce?
I do remember the foot lettuce.
Nice.
Burger King. I'll have the number 15.
So, I've really smashed it out of the park this time. Like, there's no contest, really. I've dominated the list, and I've become the alpha of the group.
Well, that'll change in June, probably.
We'll see. I'm gonna tank all the reviews for yours.
Also, I don't know if this is actually true, but I'm just gonna, like, believe that it's true for my own personal gain. Just listening back to some of the pods, sometimes I'm a bit of a pushover in these rankings.
Okay.
I'm
Whose
gonna
fault
start
is
being
that?
aggressive. At least for my month.
Well, you can do that next month. You can start that in Adam Driver month.
Oh, next week's Adam Driver month?
Yeah.
Damn, we're gonna be watching Adam Driver.
First movie that we're going to do is Silence. And then we've got Black Klansman, Marriage Story, and his newly released, whenever this will get released, in March or something, his new movie, 65. I kind of stumbled over that one.
It's okay. That movie's about dinosaurs on a planet in space. Adam Driver has a space gun.
No, there's a twist.
Is there?
He is from a different planet, and he goes to Earth 65 million years ago.
Oh.
That's why it's called 65.
Oh.
Which is a horrible name.
Yeah. I hope it's, like, so bad it's good.
It's a tight 90 minutes.
Oh, nice. That's good.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to that one. We were debating doing one of the Star Wars movies, but, like, none of them are... I don't know. I just don't want to.
Yeah, you need to save that.
Well, I just, like...
For, like, shitbag.
Well, I just want to limit how many Star Wars movies I do, because it's like, this isn't a Star Wars podcast.
And there's only, like, one good one.
You're trying to ruin my night.
Well, it's like, what, 3 p.m.?
So
I got a lot of night to ruin, baby.
Next month is Adam Driver month. Next week is Silence. The film, do you know where it is? Where is it?
It says it's a rental.
Okay, so
but that might change.
You might have to find it somewhere. That's up to you. But yeah, next week will be Silence. This week's Police Story at number 6, below West Side Story and above Scream.
Wow. And I'm the new champion. I win. I'm the winner.
Wow, it's almost like you had 5 weeks in a row that were your movies.
I'm the winner. I'm the winner.
You're the winner. You're the chicken dinner. I'm going to eat you up like a chicken dinner, like a rotisserie chicken dinner. I'm going to eat you.
I bet you could eat a whole chicken in one sitting.
I mean, if I was being paid, sure.
No.
Gun to my head.
Just for fun.
Yeah, I guess I could. I wouldn't.
Now let's debate.
Debate whether I could eat a whole chicken?
This guy doesn't know what he's talking about.